She finally laid eyes on the human who saved her. Her words left everyone silent. Sari Vaughn jolted awake. Her fingers closed around a vibro knife from the scattered medkit. Pain lanced her ribs, but she slashed the restraint webbing and scrambled upright amid the wreckage. Twisted hull plates smoked around her. Alarms wailed faintly from buried consoles. Then she froze. A biped, no, a human, in bulky environment gear knelt 10 paces away. Primitive tech, no energy shielding, just layered fabrics and a faceplate smeared with soot. His gloved hands gripped a glowing power cell, half melted into the deck. Sparks showered his visor. The cell's casing cracked, venting plasma in hissing arcs. He yanked it free. Flames licked his sleeves. Sari tensed to lunge. The human pivoted the cell away from the cockpit. He heaved it toward the jagged rent in the hull. It tumbled out, hit the rocky ground, and erupted in a fireball that scorched the air. Sari's knife hand trembled. No shields, no drones. He disarmed it by hand. The human straightened. His helmet light swept her position. He raised a compact projectile rifle, archaic, but lowered it barrel down. He stripped off both gloves, palms up, fingers splayed. Easy, he said through the suit's translator. Static, garbled the edges.
I'm Eli Mercer.
You're safe now. Sari's mandibles clicked, primitives from the fringe worlds. Tales called them barbarians, hairless apes with crude guns. This one saved her shipmates' tech from meltdown. She kept the knife ready. She scanned the wreck. Bodies lay crumpled. 3 crew, vitals flatlined. The human crouched by each. He pressed a marker beacon to their chests. Recovery tags, standard protocol. No looting, no scans for salvage. He paused at Navigator Krell's form. Eli's bare hand rested on the corpse's shoulder, brief and steady. Then he tagged it. Sari's grip loosened a fraction. Disciplined, respectful. Distant engines rumbled, low-orbit growl, circling. Scavengers inbound, Eli said. He nodded at her knife. We move. Storm drain. 200 meters west.
Can you run?
Sari tested her legs. Bruised, but functional. She sheathed the blade. Bled. He slung the rifle and boosted her over a hull spar. They dashed across the crash site's debris field. Shattered pods. Ionized soil. Eli scanned readouts on his wrist unit, adjusting course. Why mark the dead, Sari asked. Her translator hummed, bridging the gap. Routine. Eli vaulted a crater. Your people deserve proper rights. Evac choppers 30 mics out. Engines grew louder. Shadows flickered overhead. 3 angular shuttles. No transponders. Salvagers. Sari's hearts raced. Orchbars pack. Crash site hyenas, stripping wrecks before recovery teams arrived. Eli shoved her into a grated storm drain mouth. Dank water sloshed ankle deep. He slapped a charge on the grate, detonating it inward. They plunged into the tunnel. Contacts closing, Eli murmured. He patched his comm. Delta 5, this is Mercer. Survivor secured. Hostiles on site. 3 birds. Armed. Static crackled back. Alien voices. Her fleet's recovery team. Captain Ristalon's tone barked through. Human. Identify. Contamination protocols. Evacuate the site now.
Got one live.
Eli replied calmly. Sari Vaughn. Injuries minor. Holding position. Reckless primitive. Riss snapped. Pull back. We'll sterilize from orbit. Sari stiffened. Riss misread him. Eli hadn't fled. He shielded her. Keta. Nine's voice cut in. The medic's pragmatism sharp. Vitals stable on my scan, Captain. Humans boosted her ox levels. Manual medkit work. He's competent. Engines thrummed above. Vibrations shook grit from the ceiling. Eli killed the comm light. Quiet. They're landing. Sari crouched beside him. His rifle braced on a pipe. Scope trained on faint daylight ahead. She drew her knife again, synced it to her suit's remnant power. Low-yield pulse. Footsteps echoed outside. Grating voices. Salvager can't. Crash fresh. Tech Prime, one growled. Survivors? Orc wants live ones. Eli's finger hovered on the trigger. He glanced at her. Stay low. We buy time. A shadow blocked the light. 2 figures dropped in, armored thugs, plasma cutters whining. Orc Var's markings scarred their pauldrons. Sari lunged first. Her knife pulsed, shearing one's cutter. It sparked and dropped. Eli fired. Suppressed rounds punched the second's knee, then neck. Silent drops. More shadows swarmed the entrance. Blaster fire chewed the tunnel lip. Flank! Eli yanked Sari deeper. He slapped a breaching charge on a side grate, blasting them into a junction chamber, rusted pipes, knee-deep sludge. Sari's breath rasped. Her suit seals held, but fatigue clawed. Your team? Chopper delayed. Stormfront. Eli reloaded, calm as marking bodies. He tore open his medkit, pressed a hypospray to her neck. Adrenaline flooded her veins. Why? She demanded. You owe us nothing. Eli shrugged. Job's not done till everyone's out. He eyed the tunnel. Hear that? Engines shifted pitch. Salvager shuttles repositioning. Boots pounded closer. Sari activated her wrist beacon. Fleet ping responded. 5 mics, too long. Eli unslung a tube launcher. Cover me. He darted to a raised platform, feeding live rounds into the breach. Sari guarded his back, knife humming. First salvager crested the junction. She slashed his rifle, kicked him into the sludge. Eli fired the launcher. Rockets streaked up the main tunnel, erupting in a flashbang thunderclap. Screams echoed. Buying time, he said. HFY himself bellowed from the smoke. Flush him. Prime scalp pays triple. Blaster bolts ricocheted. One grazed Eli's shoulder plate, spinning him. Sari hauled him behind cover. Blood seeped. Real blood. No regen foam. She slapped her med patch on it. Hold, he nodded, fired back. Precise bursts dropped 2 more. Her beacon pulsed. 2 mics. Eli's wrist comm lit. Delta 5 inbound. Hold tight. Riss again. Human withdraw.
You're endangering.
Keta. 9 overrode. Captain, he's triaged the wreck, marked our dead clean. No contamination. Trust the data. Silence then. Affirm. Extraction in 1. Salvagers poured in. 6 now. VAR at the fore. His vibro axe whirred. Eli stood. Rifle empty. He drew a pistol. Last stand. Sari matched him. Together. VAR charged. Eli sidestepped. Tripped him into a pipe burst. Scalding steam engulfed the leader. Sari pulse stabbed the flankers. Bodies piled. Chopper thunder shook the tunnel. Grapples fired through the ceiling grate, punching breaches. Eli boosted Sari onto the first line. Go! She grabbed the cable. Fleet Marines rappelled down. Keta, 9 among them. Eli fired covering shots until a Marine tagged him. Up top, Captain Riss faced her, scanner whirring. Quantum risk? Negative. Keta, 9 reported. Human patched her vitals better than regs. Precise work. Rice-eyed Eli as medics hauled him aboard. The human waved it off, already checking the wounded Marine. Sari met Rice's gaze. He marked our dead. Dragged the cell. Shielded me. Rice hesitated. Primitives. Compedent. Keta. 9 said. Earned. Sari nodded. Trust settled. Hard won. But Eli stiffened at his console. Captain, secondary salvager wave. 6 shuttles. Armed heavy. They're not retreating. Rise barked orders. Sari gripped her new knife. Eli's spare handed wordlessly. The human met her eyes. Ready. Engine screamed closer. Eli's fingers clamped Sari's fractured mid-limb. Scrap strut from the wreckage pressed firm against the brake. Duct tape whipped around it twice, cinching tight. Pain flared. Sari jerked awake, hissing through clenched mandibles. Wreckage groaned around her. Twisted hull plates. Flickering emergency lights. The air stank of scorched insulation and her own blood. The creature froze. Tall, bipedal, skin pale under grime-smeared coveralls. No fur, no scales. 2 eyes, forward-facing, locked on hers. It held a multi-tool, blade retracted. Easy, it said, words garbled through her implant's hasty translator patch. Fracture stabilized.
Can you flex?
Sari tested the splint. Mid-limb held, crude, but aligned, no shift. She scanned him. No weapons drawn. Posture low, non-threatening. Her pulse rifle lay inches away, power cell intact. He hadn't disarmed her.
Who?
Her voice rasped, implant buzzed, refining his speech patterns. Ellie Mercer, independent recovery op, found your pod 2 hours back. He sat back on his heels. Hands open, evac choppers delayed, storm interference. You're Sari Vaughn, right? Manifest pinged.
She snatched her rifle, leveled it one-handed. Implant queried. Human.
Primitive species pre-warp. Charts marked them territorial pack hunters, yet this one knelt unarmed. Repeat after me. Sari clicked her mandibles in formal challenge. Trust began with precision. Bonsiri, clan of the Third Drift. Claims right of salvage and breath. Exact cadence. Ellie tilted his head. His translator earpiece hummed. Bonsiri, clan of the Third Drift. Claims right of salvage and breath. Pitch off, rhythm clipped. She lowered the rifle a fraction. Again, slower. Honor the clause. He repeated it flawlessly second try, mandible emulation near perfect via implant feedback. Sari eased back against the bulkhead, no mockery in his eyes. Just focus. Accepted. She slung the rifle. Your methods, scrap and adhesive? Risky. Works. Eli shrugged, pulling a medkit from his pack. Field expedient. Your bone density's higher than expected. Tape holds 300 kilos shear. Data scrolled her visor HUD. Structural analysis confirmed. Efficient. Unorthodox. Thirst clawed her throat. Dehydration haze blurred the edges. Eli noticed. Uncapped a canteen. Water, 200 milliliters. Log. Offered to Sari Vaughn, 1422 ship time. He held it out. Sari drank. Cool. Filtered. No contaminants. 2 sips. He pulled it back. Noted on his wristpad. Consumed. 40 milliliters. She stared. You? Track it. Protocol. Eli tore open a ration bar. Protein dense, vacuum sealed. Rations. 1 full bar, 450 calories. Log. Shared with survivor, 1423. He broke it in half, pressed the larger piece into her good hand. Eat. Hypoglycemia risk. Honesty is protocol. Not boast. Not barter. Sari chewed. Flavors alien, salty, textured. Strength returned. He logged her third sip. 20 milliliters more. Total, 60.
Why?
She wiped her mandible. No debt ledger between drifts. Eli capped the canteen. Accountability. Audit trail for Ops Command. Keeps me honest. He glanced at his beacon light. Steady green. Chopper ETA now 45 minutes. Sari's visor pinged. Thermal overlay activated. Habit from patrol duty. Wreckage shadows hid signatures. 6 heat blooms closing fast. 800 meters out. Vectoring hull breach points. Oh. Scavengers. She gripped his arm, Orchvar's pack. Vibroaxes, pulse lances. They strip crashes before retrieval. Eli's face hardened. No panic. He slapped his beacon. Red light, killed. Sensors blind now. Maintenance tunnels, deck C. Move. He boosted her up, splint holding true. Sari leaned on him, rifle ready. They ducked into a service hatch. Conduits humming overhead. Eli sealed it behind. Welding bar across with his multi-tool. Tunnels looped the core, he whispered. EM shielded. No pings. Footsteps echoed above. Boots on deck plates. Vibro-axe whine pierced metal. Sari's heart raced. Humans, uncharted, warpless. Yet he navigated the maze like born to it. Crouched runs. Silent gestures. Her mid-limb throbbed, but the splint braced it. Precise work. Why help? She matched his pace. Visor mapping pursuers. Splitting search patterns. Efficient. Job. Eli checked a junction. Crashes don't discriminate. Your fleet's inbound. I just bridged the gap. Another ping. Scavengers breached main hold. Bear's voice barked through comm static. Fresh meat, tech hall, and the female. Sari tensed. Eli pulled her into a side vent. Narrow squeeze. His frame barely fit. Quiet. They scanned hot bodies. They crawled. Conduit grime slicked her scales. Eli logged softly into his pad. Rations remaining. Half bar, 180 cal. Water, 140 milliliters. Even now. Discipline. Her clan elders preached it. This human embodied it. Casual, unyielding. Vent. Ended. At a fan grate. Eli peered out. Empty bay. Flickering consoles. Clear. Aux power online? Sari patched her rifle to the panel. Surge lights stabilized. Online. But VAR's closing. 4 signatures, 200 meters. Eli nodded. We ghost. Upper decks to a back point. He pried the grate, helped her through. Her boot slipped, mid-limb buckled. He caught her weight. Steady, no grunt of effort. Just hold. Gratitude stirred. Rare. Her people valued deeds over words. They ghosted through bays. Scavenger shouts echoed. Frustrated. Var. Fan out. She's clan-marked. Prime slave stock. Eli's jaw set. He pressed a sidearm into her grip. Human pistol. Compact. Back up. 12 rounds log. Transferred to Sari Vaughn. 1441. She holstered it. Balance shifted. Not rescuer and saved. Partners. Heat signatures converged. Eli yanked a deck panel. Here. Service ladder to B-deck. They climbed. Mid-limb protested, splint creaking. Eli below, ready catch. Sweat beaded his skin. No complaint. At B-deck, alarms wailed. Breach doors cycling. Var's pack poured in. Armored, axes glowing. Contact! Sari snapped. Rifle barked. Burst shot vaporized a scanner drone. Eli fired precise bursts. 2 down. Fall back. Tunnels again. They retreated, pulses scorching bulkheads. Sari pulse stabbed a flanker. Clean kill. Eli's pistol dropped the next. Headshot. Var roared, axe cleaving a strut. The primitive bleeds easy. Eli sidestepped. Tripped him into a live conduit. Sparks erupted. Var spasmed. Down, but not out. Sari covered. Beacon killed it. Fleet's blind too. Eli boosted her toward a ceiling grate. Chopper override. Manual grapple point. Thunder shook the deck. Grapples punched through. Breach, seals hissing. Cables dropped. Marines repelled. Keta. 9 first. Scanner out. Sari, status. Eli fired up, covering. Ow! I'll hold. Sari grabbed cable. Fleet Marines tagged Eli last, hauling him aboard amid steam bursts. Up top, rotors thumped. Captain Wristtalon scanned her. Quantum? Negative? Keta? 9 said, eyeing the splint. Human work. Aligned perfect. Better than field med. Riss frowned at Eli. He waved it off, checking a Marine's gash. Sari spoke. He logged every sip. Killed his beacon. Shielded. Rice paused. Primitives. Competit. Keta. 9 nodded. Earned trust. Eli stiffened at console. Captain. Secondary wave. 6 shuttles. Heavy guns. Closing fast. Sari gripped the knife he'd slipped her. Eli met her gaze. Engine screamed closer. Var's reinforcements. Sari raised her rifle. Together, Eli chambered a round. Logged and locked. Hull impacts rocked the chopper. Shuttles strafed. Plasma bolts glancing shields. Wrist barked. Shields critical. Hard left. Dive for the ridge. Captain Wristtalon's voice cut through the rotor roar. Sari gripped her rifle. Eyes locked on the viewport. 6 scavenger shuttles swarmed like hornets. Plasma lancing blue fire. One grazed the tail. Metal screamed. The chopper bucked, alarms wailing. Eli Mercer braced at the console, fingers flying. Lost port engine. Autopilots fried. Manual only. Keta. 9 strapped Sari down. Stay put. You're stable, but not for another crash. Sari shook her head. I fight. She unbuckled. Knife in one hand. Rifle in the other. Eli's gift burned cold against her palm. Wrists snarled. Human. Strap in. Your primitives can't impact, Eli yelled. A shuttle rammed the underbelly. Grapples hooked. Hull tore open. Wind howled in. Boarders dropped through the breach. Var's crew. Rifles spitting. Var himself landed heavy, axe dripping coolant from the earlier fight, his eyes fixed on Sari. Cargo's mine. Hand her over, or we gut the lot. Marines fired back. Bolts scorched bulkheads. A Marine dropped, clutching his side. Keta. 9 dragged him behind a crate. Sari raised her rifle. Var's crew fanned out, pinning them in the troop bay, rifles trained on her. Escape cables dangled useless, shuttles blocked ascent. Eli stepped forward, empty hands raised. He planted himself between Sari and the rifles. Parley, no more blood. What do you want? Var laughed, axe twirling. You, soft skin bait, but her. He jabbed at Sari. Crash salvage, prime price on black markets. Alive. Eli didn't flinch. Take me instead. Only target worth your time. Let the rest go. Sari's breath caught. Madness. Humans bartered like that? Var's crew shifted, rifles dipping a fraction. Rice hissed from cover. Fool, he's reckless. Quiet. Keta, 9 whispered. Her scanner beeped. He's buying seconds. Sari saw it. Eli's eyes flicked to her belt. Her decoy flare. She palmed it, thumbed the trigger. Crimson burst erupted outside the breach, flares streaking wild. Scavenger pilots veered, cursing over open comms. Chaos. Var roared. Charging. Eli sidestepped, grabbed a wounded flanker staggering from marine fire. He yanked the alien to cover behind a toppled seat. Plasma whizzing past. Sari fired. 2 down. Marines advanced. Var swung wide. Riss clipped his shoulder. The big salvager crashed into the bulkhead door controls. Alarms blared. Blast door integrity failing. Eli released the wounded flanker. The alien clutched a shredded arm, green blood pulsing. Eli ignored him at first, dashed to the manual crank. Muscles corded under his suit. He spun the wheel, gears grinding. The massive door slammed down, sealing with a hydraulic hiss. Scavenger fire cut off. Minutes bought. Var pounded from the other side.
Open it, primitive. I'll carve you slow.
Eli leaned on the crank, breathing steady. Then he turned back to the wounded flanker. The alien whimpered, arm oozing. Eli knelt, pulled a field kit from his vest. No hesitation. He tore open a coagulant pack, pressed it firm. Hold still. Pressure here. The flanker stared, mandibles slack. Why? You save enemy? Eli taped the wound. Bleeding out helps no one. Lauded. One less corpse. Enemies died allies first. Enemies died unfinished. This human? Routine. Calm. Like sealing a door or chambering a round. Keta. 9 edged closer. Scanner on the flanker. Clean seal. No infection vectors. She glanced at Eli. Your work again. Precise. Rice scowled from the console, plotting jump cords. Contamination risk. We jettison him. No. Sari's voice cracked sharp. She stood, rifle leveled at the door.
He shielded. Treated our wounded.
There's 2. Her gaze met Eli's. He nodded once, wiping green blood on his thigh. Var's voice boomed through the seal. Door won't hold. Breaching charges set. Cargo or all die. Hull shuttered. External shuttles hammered shields.
Keta.
9 patched the Marine's gash. Evac window shrinking. Fleet's 30 out. Eli stood, pistol holstered. Rigged the bay for drop. I'll hold the door. Sari gripped his arm. Scales met skin. Together, he chambered around. Logged and locked. Explosions rocked the frame. Var's crew blew the outer hatch. Smoke billowed. Rifles poked through. Eli cranked a secondary brace, sparks flying. Sari triggered suppression fire. Bolts chewing the gap. The wounded flanker stirred. My comm. Signal your position. He tapped his wrist unit. False cords beamed out. Scavengers diverted. Keta, 9's eyes widened.
Enemy turned asset.
Rice barked cords. Fleet inbound. Hold! Plasma slipped the door seal. A bolt grazed Eli's shoulder. Suit charred. He grunted. Didn't falter. Sari covered him, dropping the shooter. Her rifle clicked empty. She drew the knife. Eli's knife. Var's axe cleaved the weakening door. Face twisted through the rent. You first, soft skin. Eli met his eyes. Parlay still stands. Me for her. Sari's hearts pounded. Trust surged. Raw. This human offered himself. Casual, like logging a sip of water. No glory, just shield. She stabbed the door mechanism, jamming it further. No bargains. We end this. Marines reloaded. Keta. 9 sealed the last wounded. Riss punched the throttle. Fleet lock on. Grapples incoming. Scavenger shuttles burst apart. Debris raining. Var bellowed retreat. His crew scrambled back through the breach. Eli slumped against the door, shoulder smoking. Sari knelt, mimicking his earlier moves. Coagulant pack from his kit. Your turn. He waved it off.
Minor. Check the Marine.
She pressed anyway. Logged.
Keta.
9 smiled faint. Human methods. Efficient. Trustworthy. Rice scanned the bay, gaze lingering on Eli. Primitives bleed easy. But competent. A pause. Welcome aboard, Specialist Mercer. Fleet cables locked. The chopper lurched skyward, rotors merging with the Armada's hum. Sari watched Eli check every strap, every wound. Alley. Enemy remnant. Her. No credit claimed. Through the viewport, Var's last shuttle fled into the clouds. Sari gripped her rifle tighter. Humans shielded without tally. Her people built empires on logs and ledgers. This, awe settled deep. But scanners pinged.
Capt.
Var's signature, third wave prepping. Jump drive charged. Rice tensed. Eli straightened, pistol ready. Sari raised her knife. Together. Eli nodded. Locked. Engine screamed to life. Space folded ahead. But Var's shadow loomed larger. Plasma torches hissed. The tunnel wall buckled inward. Captain Ristalin's recovery team poured through the breach, pulse rifles snapping up to lock on Eli Mercer. Sari Vaughn lunged forward. "Stand down!" Her voice cracked the air. She planted herself between the muzzles and the human. Arms spread. He pulled me from the wreck. Lower weapons. Now. Talon's eyes narrowed behind his visor. His squad held fire, but fingers stayed on triggers. Survivor Vaughn. Step aside. Unknown species. Protocol demands containment. Eli didn't flinch. He knelt by the last sealed pod, checking seals with steady hands. Blood streaked his suit from earlier wounds, but his focus never wavered. Keta. 9 pushed past Talon, scanner humming. "Let me verify." She swept the beam over Eli's form. Green lights flashed across her display. No toxins. No trackers. No implants. Clean biology. Primitive, but uncontaminated.
Sari kept her stance firm. Her heart thrummed.
These were her people, elite retrieval from the Vaughn fleet. Yet they aimed at the one who dragged her from twisted metal, stanched her bleeding vents with his own bandages. Eli rose, pulling a data slate from his harness. He tossed it to Talon. Rescue log. Timestamps vitals. Crash data. 11 survivors extracted. 3 critical. His voice stayed even. No demand for thanks. Recover the dead first. Scavengers inbound. 2 minutes. Talon caught the slate. He interfaced it with his gauntlet. Lines scrolled. Accurate. Detailed. Human tech crude, but logs precise. A beat. Medic. Confirm bodies. Keta. 9 nodded. Pod secure. He's right. Decomp starting. Rifles dipped fractionally. Talon keyed his comm. Extraction alpha. Priority. Remains. Then Lev. "Move!" Sari exhaled. She stepped beside Eli, matching his calm scan of the chamber. His shoulder brushed hers. Warm. Steady. No fear scent. Just readiness. Alarms wailed. Outer hatches rattled under scavenger fire. Bolts pinged off reinforced plating.
Contact!
Talon's voice sharpened.
Orchvar's pack.
Boarding drones deploying. Eli drew his pistol. Smooth motion. No haste. Hatches hold 30 seconds. Rear tunnel clear? Sari gripped her scavenged rifle, his spare. Affirm. You sealed it. He nodded once. Good. Cover the pods. Marines hauled body bags toward the new breach. Keta. 9 triaged the wounded, injecting stabilizers. Sari watched Eli direct without ordering. He tapped a Marine's shoulder, pointed to a loose strut. Marine nodded, braced it, no rank pulled. Just competence. Ver's voice boomed through hacked comms. Fleet scraps, hand over the tech and meat. Or we bent the wreck. Talon snarled. Jam that channel. He waved his team into defensive arcs. Vaughn, with me.
Human, stay back.
Eli ignored him. He crouched by the forward hatch, slapping charges from his kit. Breaches here in port. 30 seconds to reinforce. Sari covered him. Talon, listen. He knows this ship. Crash specialist. Keta. 9 glanced up from a patient. Scans match his log. Trust the data. Another barrage shook the deck. Sparks flew from a console. A Marine grunted, shrapnel in his leg. Eli was there first. Kit open. Clamp applied. Pressure. Marine nodded. Eli sealed it. Moved on. Sari's vents flared. Her kind logged every act for merit. This human tallied nothing. Just acted. Talon's jaw tightened. Fine. Mercer, your charges. But one wrong move. Logged. Eli armed the packs.
Fire in 10!
Explosions ripped outward. Scavenger drones shredded midair. Varsgrunt swore over open freaks.
Push them back!
Talon roared. His team advanced, pulses lancing blue fire. Sari fired beside Eli. Her shots clipped a boarding figure. Vars raiders, ragged but armed, Eli's pistol barked twice, 2 down. Precise. Keta. 9 sealed the last wounded. All ambulatory. Bays prepped.
Marines dragged the dead through the breach. Talon covered the rear.
The fleet lock on. Grapples in 60. Thunder hammered the hull. Rio grapples, not Var's junk. Von fleet heavies darkened the sensors. Cannons roared outside. Scavenger shuttles burst into debris, raining past viewports. Var bellowed retreat. His crew scrambled back through their own breach, dragging wounded. Eli slumped against the inner door. His shoulder smoked from a graze. Sari knelt, pulling a coagulant pack from his kit. She pressed it firm. Your turn. He waved it off. Minor. Checked the Marine. She pressed harder. Logged. Keta. 9 flashed a faint smile. Human methods. Efficient. Trustworthy. Talon scanned the bay. His gaze lingered on Eli. Primitives bleed easy, but competent. A pause hung. Welcome aboard, Specialist Mercer. Fleet cables locked, with a shudder. The wreck lurched skyward, rotors merging with the Armada's thrum. Sari watched Eli. He checked every strap, every wound. Alley, enemy remnant. Her, no credit claimed. No boasts. Through the viewport, Var's last shuttle fled into the clouds. She gripped her rifle tighter. Humans shielded without tally, or people built empires on logs and ledgers. This, awe rooted deep. Scanners pinged sharp. Captain, there's signature. 3rd wave prepping. Jump drive charged. Talon tensed. Evasive pattern delta. Eli straightened. Pistol holstered but hand ready. Sari raised her knife. Von close quarters edge. Together? He met her eyes. Nod. Locked. Engines screamed. Space folded ahead in a warp shimmer. But Var's shadow loomed larger. His lead ship punched through debris. Missiles hot. Sari braced. Talon's fingers flew over controls. Jump in 10! Raider beams slashed close. The hull groaned. Eli leaned to Keta. 9. Stasis fields up. Wounded secure? Affirm. She patched a monitor.
Your log saved us seconds.
Var's voice crackled again. You think fleet scares me? I take what's mine. Talon fired countermeasures. Flares bloomed. 9 seconds. Sari's world narrowed to the countdown. Eli stood sentinel by the bays, eyes on every face. Her rescuer, now theirs. 8. A raider grazed the grapples. Jolt bucked them. Eli steadied a pod, calm. 7. Keta, 9 synced final vitals, all green. 6. Talon growled. Hold pattern. 5. Sari's grip whitened. Trust surged, not just in him, but this. Human grit meshed with Von steel. 4. Var's missiles streaked. 3. Eli's voice cut quiet. Counterfire. Port battery.
Talon punched it.
Beams lanced. 1 missile bloomed. 2. Hull integrity flickered red. 1. Space ripped open. The Armada jumped. Silence fell. Stars streaked to hyperspace trails. Sari exhaled. Eli checked straps again. Routine. Talon slumped in his seat. Clean break. He eyed Eli. Your counter call. Noted.
Keta. 9 approached Sari.
Vital stable. That human, his compassion under fire. Logs don't capture it. Sari nodded, watched Eli help a Marine stand. No words needed, but sensors chirped.
Captain, echo signature. Var jumped parallel.
He's tracking. Talon bolted up. How? Eli pulled his slate. Crash debris. Quantum residue. I logged it. Vector match. Talon synced. He's got our trail.
Sari's awe hardened to resolve.
Bear hunted her people before. Now, with Eli's shield, she stepped forward. Armory. Full loadout. Eli fell in beside her. Pistol checked. Together. The bay hummed to battle stations. Fleet heavies formed wedge. Var's pack closed from the black. Talon barked orders. Mercer. Tactics feed. Prove that log. Eli interfaced. Data flowed. Human intuition. Von precision. Sari loaded her rifle. Witnessed it again. Compassion in the crossfire. Trust. Sealed. Raider signatures sharpened. Missiles incoming.
Fire all!
Talon roared. Beams slashed the void. Explosions bloomed silent against the black. Sari's rifle bucked in her grip. She tracked a raider corvette. Eli's voice cut through comms. Flank left. Var's flagship. She adjusted. Fired. The corvette shattered. Cheers erupted on the bridge. Talon gripped his console. All hostiles down. Jump confirmed. Hyperspace yanked them clear. Siri lowered her weapon. Her limbs shook. Eli holstered his pistol. Nodded to her. No grin. Just checked her seals. Medics swarmed the bay. Keta, 9 led them. Sari Van. Quarantine pod. Sari resisted. Grabbed Keta's arm. The human first. Ellie Mercer. I interview him. Direct. Keta blinked. Scanned her vitals. Crash trauma. Possible contaminants. Protocol. Override. Sari straightened. Captain's witness. My call. Talon appeared at the hatch. Rubbed his jaw. She's right, Keta. Human pulled her out. Logs verify. Keta sighed. Pod Bay 3. I'll monitor. Sari stepped into the sterile chamber. Force fields hummed to life. Clear walls let her scan the corridor. Eli approached. Casual stride. No suit bulk. Just his mission vest, patched from debris. He raised a hand. Field translators clicked on. Sari Van. Keta patched through from adjacent. Stable. But insistent. Eli nodded. Leaned against the wall outside. Good. Checklist first. He pulled his slate. Projected a hollow grid. Rescue protocols scrolled. Step 1. Site secure. Confirmed crash lockdown. Step 2. Survivor triage. You were pinned. Lifted clean. Sari watched the grid pulse. Human fingers danced over inputs. No flourish.
Invite your medic. Audit.
Eli tapped comms. Keta, 9, entered the observation booth. Her tendrils flexed. Scanned the hollow. Thorough. But why manual overrides here? Eli shrugged. Debris shift. Auto. Failed. Adapted. Keta's eyes widened.
Von Precision would flag that risky.
Eli met Sari's gaze through the field. Risk shared. Outcome. You breathe. Sari leaned forward. Field shimmered. Why? Motive. Humans claim territory. Tech. My crew's wreck. Prime salvage. Eli paused. Slate dimmed. He crossed arms.
Motive? Duty log?
Your beacon hit our sweep. Pulled 12 survivors. Including you. Sari pressed. Personal cost. Name it. Silence. Stretched. Keta leaned in. Eli exhaled. Left my team on station. Relay outpost. Storm hit after. 2 down. My call delayed evac. His voice stayed even. No edge. Sari searched his face. No evasion. You carry that? Eli nodded once. Logged. Learned. Next site's prepped better. Keta whistled low. No blame? Human norm? Alarms chirped outside. Talon burst in. Mercer dispatch. Medal for the counterfire. Fleet command insists. Eli waved it off. Pass. Redirect the kit. Talon frowned. Kit? Eli keyed his slate. Med supplies, bandages, stims, regen packs. To Sari's crew. Crash left them short. Talon checked the manifest. That's your reserve. Eli shouldered his pack. Theirs now. Routine. Sari stared. Her people. Maimed, bandaged with human stock. No strings. Keta nodded slow. Trustworthy. Logs don't lie. Sari banged the field control. Release me. Shared rotations. I observe you. Under stress. Talon hesitated. Contagion risk. End it. Sari got in. Witnessed enough. Fields dropped. She stepped out. Eli extended a hand. She clasped it. Firm. Duty starts now. Keta prepped injectors. Full clear.
You're good. Hours blurred into shifts.
Sari shadowed Eli on the auxiliary deck. Scavenger alerts pinged. Var's remnants probed the jump lane.
Eli ran drills.
Calm. Port battery sank. Fire pattern alpha. Marine snapped to. Sari covered his flank. Her rifle hummed Von True. A hull breach sim triggered. Alarms wailed. Smoke choked vents. Eli grabbed a kit, tended a wounded Marine. Sari hauled debris, watched him bind the leg. No pause. Pressure here. Hold. The Marine grunted thanks. Eli moved on. Next sim. Power flicker. Lights died. Emergency reds pulsed. Eli interfaced manual overrides. Sari fed him tools. Their rhythm clicked. Human intuition bridged Vaughn protocols. Vector lock. Hostile probe. Eli called. Sari fired blind through ports.
Hit confirmed. Lights snapped back.
Talon observed from catwalk. Mercer. Flawless. Eli wiped sweat. Checked Sari's seals. Teamwork. Sari cornered him in the armory. Racks gleamed with rifles. Speech time. Heroes do. She expected boasts. Epic tales. Eli rummaged a locker. Paused. Turned. Where's the extra bandages stored? Sari froze. No glory. Just next task. Compassion raw. Under fire. Her awe cracked open. Trust locked in, but sensors screamed. Captain! VAR signature. Close jump. Talon bolted to bridge. Eli grabbed his pistol. Sari loaded hers. Together, they ran. Deck shook. Hostiles inbound. Evac incomplete. Her crew still loaded. Eli's eyes met hers. Shield them. She nodded. Human normal. Extraordinary. Keta, 9 patched medbay. Survivors secure. But VAR's boarding pods launching. Sari gripped rails as they sprinted corridors. Marines formed up. Eli barked vectors, breach points. Bays 2 and 5. Talon synced fleets. Heavies inbound. Hold 30. Sari covered LA's reload. His hands steady. Hers matched. Probe drones buzzed vents. She blasted one. Shrapnel pinged. Eli pulled her clear. Blank, clear. Boarders hit airlocks. Blaster fire cracked. Sari dropped 2. Eli flanked, pistol barking precise. A Marine took a hit. Down. Eli dragged him back. Applied pressure. Keta! Med evac! No hesitation. Sari laid cover fire. VAR's voice boomed hacked comms. Surrender the Vaughn wreck. Survivors mine. Eli ignored. Hoisted the Marine. Ran. Bridge loomed. Talon fired countermeasures. Pods bloomed outside dewports. Sari sealed the hatch behind them. Eli deposited the Marine. Checked vitals. Stable. Keta arrived. Your bind held. Eli nodded. Slayed out. Evac status? Talon punched in. Crew aboard. Last shuttle docking.
Sari watched Eli.
Under pressure. Bandages first. Always. Missiles streaked again. Eli interfaced tactics. Port battery. Now. Talon punched it. Blooms lit the black. VAR's flagship loomed. Quantum drives whined. Jump primed. Sari stood shoulder to shoulder with Eli. Rifle ready. His calm anchored her. Human compassion. Not myth. Fact. Talon roared. All clear. Jump. Stars streaked. Silence. Sari exhaled. Eli checked her again. Routine. She met his gaze. Bandages. Locker 7. He smiled faint. First time. Trust earned. Bond forged. But echoes pinged. Bar paralleled. Hunt ongoing. Sari loaded fresh cells. X shift. Together. Eli nodded. Deal. Keta approached. Vitals peak. That human redefines logs. Talon slumped. Eyed Eli. Your call again. Noted. Sari watched Eli help unload the last crate. No words. Action spoke. Raiders closed. But now, united. Captain Talon slammed his fist on the bridge console. Confirmed. Orc VAR's den holds Lyra Quiche. Last survivor from my cruise crash. Sari Vaughn straightened from her post. Leah, shipmate, captured. Her claws flexed on the rifle sling. We retrieve her. Now. Talon spun. His crest flared red. Risk too high. VAR's fortified. Jump signatures show his fleet shadows us. I go. Sari stepped forward, volunteering, and Eli joins. All eyes hit her. Keta. 9 paused mid-scan on the wounded Marine. Eli Mercer looked up from crate duty, slate in hand. Calm as ever. Talon's mandibles clicked. The human?
He's no soldier. Reckless enough already.
He saved us. Sari locked gazes. Saved your Marine. Under fire.
He comes.
Eli set the crate down. Wiped hands. If Sari vouches, I'm in.
Talon growled.
Scanned the human. Fine. 2 hours to vector. Arm up. Sari nodded, grabbed her kit. Eli followed to the armory. No questions, just checked her rifle cells. Loaded his own, non-lethal rounds only. Stun battens. Grapples. Den layout? She asked. Scanned en route, he synced his slate to hers. Hollow bloomed. Jagged asteroid husk. Var's salvage pit. Tunnels webbed deep. Guards patrolled choke points. Lyra's signal pulsed faint in the core. Non-lethal breach. Eli traced a vent route. Here. Magnetic clamps. Silent drop.
Your precision fire covers my extract.
Sari studied it. Flawless. Efficient. Human routine. Why non-lethal? Survivors sometimes. He shrugged. Even scum. Her scales tingled. Compassion. Again. Shuttle detached 2 hours later. Asteroid loomed black against stars. Eli piloted silent thrusters cold. Sari gripped harness. Vent breach locked on scans. Go, Eli whispered. She cut the hull grate. Slid in. Ducts hummed cold. Eli followed, bulk smaller, quieter. Revisor pinged. 2 guards ahead. Sari dropped first. Baton cracked one's neck joint. Silent. Eli stunned the second. Pulse low. No kill. They dragged bodies aside. Tunnel forked. Voices echoed. Var's guttural laugh. Vaughn wrecks ours soon. This one's bait.
Lyra.
Sari signaled. Ellie nodded. They ghosted forward. Cage loomed. Lyra chained. Bruised but breathing. 2 more guards. Eli tossed a jammer pebble. Comms died. Guard spun. Sari lunged. Claws raked stun points. They dropped, twitching. Eli cracked the cage lock. Easy. We're out. Lyra blinked. Sari, that, human, move. Sari cut chains. Eli hoisted Lyra over shoulder. Light as debris. Alarms wailed sudden. Red lights pulsed. Intruders! Core breach! Var's roar boomed. Bootsteps thundered. Sari laid cover. Stun bursts dropped 3 scavengers charging the hall. Eli sprinted ahead. Lyra secure. Vent route compromised. Alternate plotted. Blaster fire scorched walls behind. Sari glanced back. Var's silhouette bulked the tunnel mouth. His rifle glowed plasma hot. Run! She barked. Eli kicked a grate. They spilled into maintenance shaft. Sloped steep. Lyra groaned. Eli adjusted grip, kept pace. Overhead speakers crackled. Var's voice. Enjoy the courtesy. Den self-destruct in 10 cycles. All assets mine in the void. Sari's visor flashed. Countdown. 10 o'clock. Whole den. Not just them. Var's madness. Shuttle's 400 meters surface, Eli said. Slate guided. Elevator shaft ahead. Rig for drop. Firefight erupted topside. Scavengers swarmed vents. Sari fired back. Non-lethal missed. Switched lethal. 2 down. Eli sealed a bulkhead. Bought seconds. Countdown. 8:42. Elevator plunged open. Empty. They piled in. Eli hacked doors. Shaft dropped endless. Brace. He fired grapples. Cables snapped taut. Car plummeted controlled. Impact shook hull. Scavengers breached above. Blasts pinged. Sari covered the hatch. Faster! Eli's arms corded. Sweat beaded his brow. Human limits? No sign. Countdown. 6:15. Shaft ended. They crashed through surface grate. Asteroid airlock hissed. Shuttle beacon pulsed 50 meters. Var burst out behind. 10 scavengers. Rifles trained. Yield! Var bellowed. Or boom together. Ellie dumped Lyra gentle behind rock. Turned. Hands empty. Tech's yours. Sari froze. What? Var laughed. Human fool. Already rigged. Eli edged left. Casual. Drew fire! Sari scooped Lyra, bolted for shuttle. Blasts chewed rock. Eli rolled. Stun baton out. Dropped 2. Bear charged. Sari fired from ramp. Winged Var's arm. He roared. Returned plasma. Shuttle hull sparked. Countdown. 4:02. Eli vaulted debris. Tackled Var's legs. They tumbled. Human against brute. Sari sealed inner hatch partial. Dragged Lyra aboard. Eli! He broke free. Baton cracked Var's jaw. Sprint. Leapt gap. Sari yanked him in. Ramp whined shut. Eli punched launch. Thrusters roared. Den shuddered. Explosions bloomed. Chain reaction. Asteroid cracked. Var's flagship lit engines. Pursuit. Shuttle bucked debris. Sari strapped Lyra, turned to Eli. He checked consoles. Bleeding from shrapnel. Ignored it. You baited them. Her voice low. Awe edged it. Routine. He flashed that faint smile. Get her stable. Ketta's voice crackled comms. Docking clear. Talon inbound. Sari knelt by Lyra. Injected stims. Watched Eli pilot. Under pressure. Again. Bandages later. Always others first. Talon met them at bay. Crest low. Retrieved. Clean. Clean. Sari helped Lyra to med bay. Eli trailed. Handed off data slate. Den maps. Survivor logs. All. Ketta scanned Lyra. Stable. Human extract flawless. Talon eyed Eli. Your route. Saved seconds. Eli shrugged.
Team effort.
Sari watched. Human humility. Alien pride cracked wider. Eli grabbed medkit, tended his own cut, then hers. Routine, but sensors pinged. Bars fleet vectoring. Jump charge building. Not over, Talon growled. Sari loaded cells. Stood by Eli, together. He nodded. Slate out. New plot forming. Ketta approached. Sari, that human, logs, update, trust, absolute, Lyra stirred. He carried me, through hell. Sari met Eli's gaze. Bond deepened, raiders closed, but united, stronger. Bridge alarms blared anew. Bah! Multiple signatures. VAR's Armada jumps in system-wide. Talon barked orders. Eli interface tactics. Sari gripped rifle. Eli's calm spread. Human compassion fueled it. Countdown's over. New hunt dawned, but then the main hollow flickered. Vaughn's face filled it. Vaughn, human. You took my prize. Now I take your fleet. Missiles inbound. Hundreds. Eli's fingers flew.
Counterplot ready. Sari exhaled.
Ready. Together. Explosions rocked the hull. Var's voice laughed. Welcome to my den. Sari hauled Lyra's slack body up the final meter of the evac ramp. Claws dug into charred armor. Lyra wheezed, chest rising in shallow bursts. Behind them, the den groaned. Ceiling panels buckled. Dust and smoke exploded outward as a support beam snapped. Clear! Sari barked into her comm. The ramp hissed shut. Thrusters ignited. The shuttle lurched skyward. Sari strapped Lyra down. Scanned vitals. Pulse weak but steady. Human extract protocols held. She turned. Eli staggered at the ramp seal. Face smeared black. Coughed rackingly. He braced one hand on bulkhead. The other clutched his side. Blood seeped through fingers. Medic inbound, Sari said. She grabbed his arm, guided him to a jump seat. Eli waved her off, pushed upright. Others first. Voice hoarse. He scanned the hold. 2 other survivors secured. His data slate blinked. Logs uploading. Smoke clawed his lungs anew. Knees buckled. He hit the deck hard. Sari dropped beside him. Pressed a breather mask to his face. Inhale. Now. He complied. Eyes locked on hers. Nodded once. Color crept back. Shuttle banked hard. Alarms wailed. Bars pickets vectoring, pilot snapped. ETA 3 minutes. Sari hauled Eli up. Strapped him in. Gripped her rifle. Watched scopes. Dots closed fast. Scavenger corvettes. Orchvar's pack hunters. Eli tapped his slate. Shared fire solutions. Flank their lead ship. Disrupt formation. Pilot adjusted. Missiles streaked. 1 corvette bloomed orange. The rest scattered. Docking clamps engaged. Sari's shuttle slammed into the recovery ship's bay. Doors cycled. Captain Rice Talon waited. Crest flared high, flanked by command staff. Ketta, 9 hovered with med scanner ready. Report, Talon demanded. Sari dragged Lyra out first. Medics swarmed. Eli followed on his feet. Mask discarded. Slate handed off without fanfare. Clean extract, Sari said. 3 survivors. Human-led breach. Talon's gaze flicked to Eli. Crest twitched. Human. Your methods. Reckless. Contamination risk. Eli shrugged. Lives first. He moved to aid medics. Ignored his own seeping wounds. Sari watched. Talon staff murmured. Protocols demanded. Isolation. Quarantine. Eli bypassed it all. Routine for him. Ketta scanned Lyra. Stabilized. Human tourniquet flawless. Saved the limb.
Talon growled. Debrief.
All. Sari guided Lyra to medbay. Eli trailed. Handed data slate to Keta. Bull logs. Den maps. Survivor manifests. Sensors pinged anew. Var's fleet jumped in system. Jump charges building.
Not over, Talon growled from the bridge feed. Sari loaded power cells into her rifle.
Stood by Eli at the bay doors. Together.
He nodded, pulled up new plots on his slate.
Calm fingers danced across the screen. Keta approached. Eyed Eli.
Sari.
Logs confirm. Trust absolute. He logged every risk. Mitigated. Lyra stirred on the stretcher. Whispered. He carried me. Through hell. Sari met Eli's gaze. His eyes held no boast. Just focus. Bond sealed. Bridge alarms blared. Var's armada inbound. System-wide. Talon barked orders. Eli interfaced his slate with tactics console. Sari gripped her rifle tighter. Eli's calm rippled outward. Main hollow flickered. Var's scarred face filled it. Vaughn. Human. You took my prize. Now I take your fleet. Missiles launched. Hundreds arced in. Eli's fingers flew. Counterplot ready. Jam their guidance. Sari exhaled. Ready. Explosions rocked the hull. Var laughed. Welcome to my den. Shields held. Barely. Sari braced as the ship shuddered. Talon's voice cut through static. Debrief now. Bay Auxiliary Hall. Sari led. She straightened. Rifle slung. Marched to the hall. Eli followed at her shoulder. Staff assembled. Talon at head table. Keta. Tactics officers. All crests high with doubt. Sari entered. Doors sealed. She faced them. Ellie halted behind her. First full view in light. Plain human. Worn jumpsuit. Bandages fresh on arms. No insignia. No flare. Talon leaned forward. Sari Vaughn. Survivor. Your assessment. Human involvement. Protocol breach. Sari stood tall. Pulled Eli's slate. Activated rescue log. Voice steady. Log begins. Crash site secured at 040. Human. Eli Mercer Singleton approach. No backup. Detected den collapse risk. Breached outer hull solo. Ventilated smoke to create. Path. Staff shifted. Whispers. Log. Prioritized triage. Stabilized my wounds first. Field dressing. No narcotics. Preserved mobility. Carried me to secondary survivor. Lyra. Ignored own exposure. Keta nodded. Matches scans. Log. Third survivor pinned. Human jury-rigged lift from wreckage. Estimated 800 kilos. Held 30 seconds under fire. Var's ground team inbound. Talon's crest flattened slightly. Risky. Log. Evac route plotted. Accounted for structural fails. Diverted around weak points. Saved 20 seconds. Collapsed section sealed behind. Sari paced, recited flawlessly. Each choice credited. Smoke inhalation critical. Human collapsed post-ramp. Refused treatment until others secured. Counterfire solutions plotted en route. Flanked bars, pickets. She stopped. Faced Eli. Every life saved by these choices. Routine for him. Room. Silent. Talon stared. Keta's eyes gleamed. Sari turned to staff. Proposal. Ellie Mercer integrates joint rescue doctrine. Human methods formalized. Vote now. Murmurs erupted. Talon slammed fist. Preposterous. Contamination. Vote. Sari cut in. Survivor testimony. Logs evidence. Deny at peril. Keta stood first. Aye. Trust proven. Tactics officer nodded. Aye. Tactics superior. One by one. Eyes rippled. Talon glowered. Crest low. Majority. Accepted. Sari faced Eli fully. Stepped close. Voice plain. Factual. Ellie Mercer.
You saved me.
Thank you. Room froze. No ceremony. No flourish. Just truth. Eli blinked. Nodded once. Welcome. Staff gaped. Talon's crest drooped. Human humility cracked their world. Alarm screamed anew. Bar's salvo impacts in 10. Sari gripped Eli's arm. Your plot? Locked. He tapped console. Missiles veered wild. Shields flared. Bar's laugh cut short. Keta grinned. Together, Sari nodded. Respect burned bright. Human compassion. Under fire. Rewrote doctrine. Hull groaned. Var's corvettes closed. Jump drive spooled. Eli plotted intercepts. Sari loaded fresh cells. Talon barked fire control. First corvette shredded. Debris pinged hull. Vera's voice snarled. You think one human changes this? Eli shrugged. Team effort. Sari smiled. Awe settled deep. Trust absolute. Shields buckled on next hit. Bay doors rattled.
Evac prep,
Talon ordered. Sari stood by Eli. Rifle ready. Bond forged in den and fire. Var's lead ship loomed. Weapons hot. Eli's counter-jammed locks. Sari's shot pierced armor. Explosion lit void. Wreckage tumbled. Fleet scattered. Var cursed.
this isn't over.
Jump signatures flared. They fled. Relief washed deck. Talon eyed Eli. Doctrine partner. Formal. Eli nodded. Tended a crew cut. Routine. Sari watched. Human, normal. Alien, extraordinary. Keta patched Lyra. Full recovery. Thanks to him. Lyra gripped Sari's hand.
He carried us all.
Sari met Eli's gaze again. More dens ahead, always. His calm held. United. Stronger. Var's shadow lingered, but compassion endured. Sensors pinged faint. New signatures. Not Var. Talon frowned. Unknown vector. Eli pulled slate.
Allies? Sari raised rifle. Ready?
Together.